not the oldest book. Job is the oldest book in the script. And it's good to read Job because it's the oldest book. It deals with the relationship, first kind of relationship that all of us share or can happen to us is in Job. And it covers so many things. Nobody wants to be like Job. Nobody wants Job's trial. Nobody wants, here go another thing. Here go another thing. Here go another thing. Not a month apart. Not a week apart. But after one servant comes, by the time he can breathe and take that in, another servant comes. He said, I only am left to tell you this bad news. And that has to be something to see a man that what we would call on top of his game.
Yeah.
On top of, I'm talking about on top.
Yes, sir.
Nobody like Job is an exclusive right he has. God says there's nobody like Job. That's what God says about Job.
Yeah.
So it behooves us to glean from Job, because Job is fine at first and then begins to break down through things as he's going along. And Christian, when things first started happening, our Christianity kind of hold pretty good. But, and another thing.
Yeah.
And then another thing.
Yes,
And after a while, we'll walk off half smile and say, what the hell is this? God, what did you do? Don't you see I haven't recovered from the first servant, and you bring the next servant, and you bring the next servant, and will you back off me? That's some kind of mental thought you might not like to share with your Christian brothers. But I'll tell many, I've been doing it too long. And you can fix yourself to tell me that. But I've been on the journey.
Yes, sir.
And you can say that. I just don't believe that. Based upon the journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And all of us will have some of the sameness on this journey.
Yeah.
Everybody, life has a doorknob.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's good. Yeah.
And sooner or later, you'll get your turn.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
That's all it is. Yes, sir.
Yes, it's the very thing we happy about. Sometimes you wonder, is it good to be here alone? Because the longer you ride on the interstate, the more tolls you pay. Interstate might be a good ride, but you do pay the ride. And the longer you here, the more tolls you pay. And you begin to be like every traveler, waiting for your sign to come because I'm ready to get off. Yeah, life gets us all to a point where I'm ready for the exit. I rode this interstate long enough, and I'm tired of the tolls. I'm tired of the tickets, the tolls. I'm tired of traveling.
Yeah.
And I begin to look for the sign that is saying 1 more mile to go. I know it because the world ain't too bad for a doctor. But when it gets so bad that I say I'm ready to leave it, it's bad for me.
Yeah.
When I hear my spiritual mama who got plenty Jesus,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
taught me about Jesus, and tell me I'm ready for the sign. I said, man, you ready to get off the road? And and life will show us. Everybody can get to a point in life where you're ready to get off the road. And last week we were talking about be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. That's it. Just family, brother.
Yeah.
If you don't get nothing I've said, if you've been asleep through my sermon, and you didn't get nothing, get this if you don't get nothing else. Be strong in the Lord. And we talked about being strong in the Lord. And inside of it, did y'all bring your paper back last week? I didn't got it numbered. But we at the top where it says Joshua chapter 1 and 2. That's where we You got it? Joshua 1 and 2. Y'all see that? I mean, it says, yeah, Joshua chapter 1 and 2. Hmm? You need one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can pick one up right from here. Go get it.
Give us a couple of more.
You want two more? All right.
No, they don't.
Technology.
They're not out there.
Shoot it over there. All right.
Office open over
I think it is.
Oh.
If it's not, you just jam it over here. Here you go. That one again, I know that's a business meeting coming up over. All right. Now, Joshua chapter 1. I know it's a lot of stuff to keep in mind while you're studying. When I see Joshua, always think of Jesus. Always, because the names are the same. One is just in Hebrew. The other is in Greek. If Jesus was born during that time, his name would be Yahshua. Okay. Joshua, Moses, he said, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore rise, go over this Jordan. Remember we're talking about so you'll be able to stand. 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 All right. Thou and all this people unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel, every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. As I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, or the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. What a statement. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Imperative command says, be strong and of a good courage. They are together. It means do both. And it's a command to Joshua. I'm not saying do you if it's a choice. I am commanding you as a leader, as one who's leading God's folk. Be this. Be strong and of good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it, to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper wheresoever thou goest. What's going to make one prosper is being strong and staying courageous. If you're going to make it from one junction to the next, the requirement is be strong and of good courage. That is the prerequisite. If you want to get to the Jordan, this is what you got to do. Be strong. And remember what we're talking about, as it says in the beginning of your paper of studies, what we are really against. It's not flesh.
No.
It's not blood.
No, brother.
You know, your flesh is that thing we got. Blood is not only that which is in us, blood is also kindred.
Yeah.
So we don't wrestle against our things, what we call them things we picked up along the way that we struggle with. We all got some stuff. And then there's also some stuff in us before we got stuff. That's blood in you.
Yeah, yeah.
Is the heritage and habits of your folk.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Some of us got some kind of folk. And every now and then it shows up in our blood. Our DNA got everything you need to find. That's the first thing doctor's going to hit at the hospital is your vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want your blood. That's the first thing when you don't know what's what. When you don't, let us run some tests. Let's draw some blood. And I can find out some stuff. And then they hit your lineage. Give me your family history of sickness.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, your mama had it? Uncle? Granddad? That's a strong chance. You probably gonna get that. It has all to do not just with the blood, it's what's in you and how you were raised. You were raised with them. You eat like them. You eat tater pie. You eat pigtails. You eat, and you probably will have high cholesterol. They have. You're gonna probably. It's because you do like them. And spiritually, if you do like them, you'll get what they got spiritually.
Yeah.
You'll go through what they went through spiritually. And I say to the job, watch this, is to make sure you're like mom.
Yeah.
I want to put you in the same tray because you're the same kind of people. And I'm going to do the same stuff. And I said, there's an angel.
Yeah.
Satan has an imp. We call him imp.
Yeah.
But a fallen angel that's been given, put over your house.
Yeah.
You are over. I sit at the Darby's house.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just take notes all day on the Darby's. And I didn't start with this house. I've been a Darby sitter since I've been here.
Yeah.
Right.
And my records go all the way back to the first Darby.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And my job is to keep the Darbys in the Darby line.
Right. Right.
And you'll wonder how you like mom. It's no coincidence.
Go, sir. Go, sir.
This thing has been plotted.
Yeah.
It's a strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, you had 4 children when you were this. I ain't gonna be like mama. Mess around, you got 5. I wonder how that happened. It's a strategy.
Yeah. That's it.
You'll end up liking the same kind of man. Mama man beat him up. You end up with a wife beater too. It's something how you've got the same. It's a strategy. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. It's the principalities. And I said last week, principalities is where we get the word archaic. It's that which is old. We are not battling nothing new.
No, sir.
We are on old stuff.
Yeah.
This stuff has been around and it's not going nowhere. And why? Because it works.
Word.
Ain't no sense in getting no new plan for Darby House. This Darby plan been working all these years. I'm gonna stick with the plan. My uncle would say there's no need to buy a bunch of new lures for fish. They just want the one that works. And my uncle don't use but a couple of lures. I don't care what come on TV. I'm going to use this rattle trap. And I'm going to use this devil horse. And he catches many bass as everybody else who got all that stuff. He said they just want a good lure. It don't matter about new nephew. Just keep buying what's been working. Yeah, bait still work. They still work. Might work slower on some, but they still work. Cricket still work. You don't got to go buy new stuff. That stuff still works. And the same thing that still works for Satan still works that God uses. He's only an imitator of whom he has watched. He's watched God for a long time. And who better to mimic than someone who has complete success? Yeah, he's not. It shows he's not dumb. He didn't leave saying, I'm going to try me a plane. I'm going to try. I'm going to do like he do. I'm just not going to be for good. I wouldn't mind to come out for evil. That's exactly right, because he's on borrowed time. And if he could go back to heaven and beg, he would. Because hell is where he's headed. And God ain't going to lie, so he knows definitely that his end is coming. That's right. All right. Now, when we are strong, that word, be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord. What did we talk about last? What is it to be strong? To be strong. Be empowered. Empowered by God. Why? Power. Be strong in the Lord. That's the one who runs stuff. Lord is the person who owns it. The one who runs it. Take your strength in who you know runs it. I don't care what doctors say. They don't run it. You can give me some news, and I understand your profession. They'd even call you a specialist. But you don't run it. Yeah. All your life, brother, you shall practice medicine. Which means you'll never know it. You gotta practice, man. I wish a doctor would show up that knows medicine. That don't practice. I don't have to do that. I already know what's wrong with you. I know what's wrong. I don't need to practice on you. Get this, get that, that'll fix it. No doctor in the world can say that but God.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't have to practice.
No.
I made you. I know how many heads on your head. I know when they fall off. I know you. How long before you were born? I knew you, Joe. You ain't no surprise is that you got 7 women. If you think that's a shock to me, I know you before you come here.
That's right.
And what's amazing about God is His grace. He did it anyway, knowing you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He knows us. He knows us. He knows us. Boy, that's something that you feel a preach on a Wednesday. All right.
Come on.
Put on the whole armor of God. Y'all just bear with me. Put on the whole armor is also the prerequisite in being able to stand.
Yeah.
The word stand does not guarantee no injury. Stand means it'll help you abide.
Yes, sir.
Make it through. Get back home. There are many on the battlefield come back home crippled.
Yeah.
But the good news is, I come back.
Yeah.
I came back. What helped you come back? I kept all of it on.
Yeah. That's it, Pastor.
You must have all. It says put on the whole armor to stand. Which means having something less lessens your chances of coming back.
Oh, come on.
Or give up faith if you want. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Don't stay peaceful. Let's see what happens. And your ability to come back home gets smaller. Well, if you don't make it home, what happens if you don't make it? Well, you out there. You did promise the Lord that I
That's right.
serve him till you will die.
Yeah.
It's appointed for us to leave here.
Yeah.
Right.
But how long you want to stay depending on how you're suiting up.
Yeah. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not everybody suits up completely because some of us think we can make it without all of it.
Yeah.
But the prerequisite of staying is to keep all of it on. It's the only way to help you abide. We love the term, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. It's a true statement. Prosper means it ain't going to ultimately work.
Yeah.
Does not mean you can't be hit.
That's right.
It means in the end I'm still on my way home.
You stand it.
I might go home dragging my left, but I'm still. You can't stop my destination.
That's right.
There's not nothing that can stop me from getting the glory. Even if I go leaning on my stick,
Yes, sir. I'm going.
blessing my children.
Yes, sir.
That's what happened. Bless me, Lord. I'm not going to turn you loose till you bless me.
That's what he said.
Well, if you say so, the blessing today is a limp.
Yes, it is.
That's what he got.
Keep right on going.
How was that good for me? How? I ran fast and leaped like a gazelle. How can this be a blessing? It keeps me leaning on the staff.
Yeah.
There's a dependence on the staff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that staff is God.
Right.
Yeah.
God
He made him lean early.
Yes, he did.
Because leaning usually comes later.
Yeah.
He had to go early.
Young shepherds do not lean on staff. They just hold them.
Yeah, that's right.
Brother, when you're young, you sit there and somebody come and you need, no, I don't need to sit down. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You get older, you be like, you want to sit down.
That's right.
Because you don't, why? You going to lean.
Yes, you will.
That song is definitely true. This old building,
Yeah.
I got found a new.
Yeah.
Brother home.
So you enjoy you while it's there. Because saying good morning definitely going to get you lean.
Yeah.
You just pray I learn how to lean before I get to age of leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I need to lean even when I'm young. And that is a valuable lesson. Lean because you know you need to. All right. Be strong. This is the point of transition for Joshua. He said you're going to go over to the Jordan. Moses is the lawgiver. The law is gone. Joshua was there to get us to the promised land. Jesus came not to get rid of the law, but after the cross, the Bible says, for Christ is the end of the law. And he gets us from here to there. The transition, just like Joshua, is also Jesus.
Yes.
And in order to transition, we can't live under that law. We cannot, we just cannot. We need Jesus to help us cross, right?
Right.
And we got to stand upon his word. And we talk about the devil. Just talk about how he walks around. He seeks whom he may be devoured. Last week we talked about what he is. He's a traducer. He's a defamer. Those things he will do to defame you. Oh boy. And we talked about it last week. He wants you to put your head down and help him defame you.
Yeah.
Right.
You told me God ate. Look at you there.
Come on.
And say nothing. You think them sisters they got that stuff together? Sure. Watch so. And he already got something out there. And then now today you help him by looking down. Christians can relate, but not folk you with. They think you got something together. They think that you ride the cross. They think that you floating high. And I know that we all go through. But when you're trying to get folk to come to Jesus, then you don't need them to see that you are just as worse off as an unbeliever. Satan can't stop you from going home, but he can make you sad going.
Yeah.
That's why the testimony is so important. Like you said, you know your history. Some people know my history. Like Brian know my history.
That's right.
I was one, like you say, I didn't play the radio. I was something else on that court. I
Yes.
really should be sitting here.
What you
telling
say.
the truth.
But and that's true. He's looking for. So you gotta watch. You don't help him out. Don't help Satan out with defaming you.
Pastor,
Yes.
before Paula left, she got a chance to come to VBS. She came to church.
Right.
You know what she said to me? You know, she's a Seventh-day Baptist. She said to me, and she, every day she'll send me a little message. She said, I enjoyed being in church with you. The people were very nice. But you know what she said, and it really got me? She said, and some of them are for real. That's something you have to really watch it. You have to watch it. But you know, she said, being in our household strengthened her. Coming to church strengthened her. And it really makes a big difference. I could sit there, I could be complaining, I could be saying this, I could be saying that. But you know what? With her, we just lifted up the Lord. We just lifted him up. And it made a difference with her. The fact that you stood out there and you talked to her, where did she get that from? You understand? They don't get that, especially the way she looked. That girl has a good heart. She'll do anything. But we always, my husband even asked me, what she look like? I say, your mama. And I wasn't being ugly either. I say, your mama. You her daddy wife. I say, she looked like your mama. He got real quiet. That girl has a good heart. But the fact that you spent the time to talk to her, and that makes a difference. It really makes a difference. How are we going to say we this and we that and all head down and running away from people and ain't got time for people because they don't look and act like us? It makes a difference. It really does. And I appreciate the way you all of you, really just came to her and just made her feel welcome. It made a difference.
Thank God.
It
God
makes a
would know
difference.
us.
It does.
People of God would know us that we are his disciples by the way we love
Yes.
one another. I'm not going to just take off. I want to know everybody.
Makes a difference.
I want to know everybody. I want to talk to everybody. You somebody. To me. Maybe that's why God didn't put me in no mega church. Because I won't know everybody. 28,000 people in the mega church. I won't know everybody. They have people over here that do know y'all, and I don't know but a few of y'all. And they tell my pals, and I just say, I don't know who that is. 28,000 people.
You have a mega church, and you got 7 Bethlehem.
But I know everybody all in there. If I meet you in Second Bethlehem anywhere I see you, Florida, General Baptist, I don't care where you at. I will say you so much.
That's right.
You.
That's it.
I know everybody I meet because
Yes,
I
sir.
meet them. I don't
Yes,
just
it does.
say
It makes a difference.
I meet them.
Yes, he does.
I meet them. I talk to people.
You're right.
But they say nobody's a stranger. Thank God. Thank God. Trials and tests can also come, and I said this, I want our youth to know that they come through teachers. They come through interns. The people closest to you. When God is in your life, it's the people that's closest to you that seem to test you more than the stranger.
Oh, Jesus.
The stranger don't know nothing about you. It's the ones who know stuff.
Yes.
And they'll say little stuff that make you cook and try your Jesus out. They'll try your Christ, your Christendom. They'll try and like mellow with it. Come in there and just bother. Say just what they know or get it. But boy, this is that. Joe ain't looking for a Christian today. And you're showing so, and you keep going to say, That's what they want. That's what Satan, he wants you to. Yeah, go right ahead on. I knew who to bring over here. I know you in that kind of way. And I'm finna to push your button. And he know the person to push it. And if you ain't careful, they say don't let the devil use you to push folk buttons. God's people gain fame because of your testimony. Because of the God you serve, you got this testimony about it. And he wants to defame. Job had all of what he had because of God. How many believe that? Because of God. But Satan said, take those things away from him.
Yeah.
Take his finance, take his future, take his fitness, do something with his friend. And I bet Job would do different. Last week we talked about he bothers those physical tangible. Ain't nothing here about no spirit stuff. Nothing. This stuff is all that money gets. Social status. And that bothers us more than anything. What folk think. What I got. What I drive. Break that car down for that nigga. Shut down that air conditioner. Then let a hole get in the house and wet up and mold all her good clothes. Let's see what happens tomorrow. You'll sit there and walk in there and, oh, look, man, if you're not careful, you'll find out where your heart is. Yeah, can't get another beer. Now, still on that. Engine just blew. Well, he got rid of that Toyota. He said, you don't need that. You gonna do now? Got your family reunion next week. Use a Mercedes to ride. And all your suits wear. We'll do all we can to try to get the image before next week.
Yeah.
Go rent, go this. I ain't gonna let them see you. That stuff don't mean nothing to God. But if you ain't careful, you'll find out where your heart is. You'll find out. I said, man, when I leave here, all I got is some clothes and shoes, some pots. That's what I can give my son. He bigger than me. You got to give him away. What do I have that I can give him? It's not so much the tangible I need to give him. I need a foundation in it when I leave. Because that'll shake it. It's going to shake it. Loved ones leave, you got to have more than clothes in a car. Because it will shake you to pieces. And if you don't got a good foundation, you can almost lose your natural mind. Oh yeah. He will use things to divide. He did things for division, family, friends, your job. All of these things, he'll use those tangible things to try to hurt us and make us get upset with God. Because the formula is, you do those things God said. Pray like he said. He'll take care of it. Whatever my house goes now. I've been praying. I pray every day. I don't got nothing. That formula is not the fix now. What is it? Is there a new formula? Satan was trying to say, get rid of the formula. You've been blessing them so. Get rid of that blessing me so. And let's see what happens. Because some of us live some blessed lives.
Right.
God's hand is in your house.
Yeah.
Folk can even see how he look like they always stand on their feet. Look like they always, and God said, today I'm going to let you not be on your feet. And all this time you've just been feeling the blessing. And it look like now, ain't no blessing coming in. I wonder how they'll treat church now. Wonder if they'll shout like with all that exuberance now.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonder if they'll wave their hands and do all that kicking around now.
Yeah.
And folk will say, what's wrong with you, Sister?
Yeah.
You are leading all us in what's going on. You say, I'll praise him everywhere I go. Is your feet hurting? What's wrong with you? God will say, borrow some of this stuff. Let's see what happens. And if you're not careful, he'll show you where it's at.
Yeah.
God will expose something. But Job's response was, naked I come here,
That's right.
naked I leave.
That's right.
For the Lord gives,
Give it to the Lord.
and the Lord takes away. But blessed be, the Bible said he worshiped.
Yeah, that's right.
Me, I know his value. And I'll serve him because I know him.
That's it. That's it.
The reason why some of us go crazy is because we don't know him on that level.
Amen.
Not everybody fully persuaded.
Right.
Some of us are. Some of us still trying to get there. And they don't know that God will crack you up. Do you know the shepherd, when sheep run astray, when they get tired of going to get them, that he'll take his rod and crack the front leg? Run down. Then he wraps it and carries it. But the lesson is, you don't run with him. I don't only come and get you, but I'll break your leg. And we'll say, God is just so good, he'll break your leg.
Yes, he will. He will.
Just so you can stop this running. When I put you down next time, you'll walk closer.
That's all.
I won't have to look for you. You'll be right there because you don't want me to do this again. And that's what your mama do. When I get through with you, I get through with you. I bet you won't do that again. And a lot of stuff, we remember some meetings real good. Oh, when I done that, I never forget how mama done. And I tell you what I told everybody. Don't you have to worry about me ever. Because I sure got one for that. My mama beat me bad for not thinking for myself. You don't follow the people. I'm just beating you because you were stealing potato chips. I'm beating you because you didn't have the mind of your own to say no.
That's it. Yeah.
I tell folks, no! I don't care if I can do it. You don't make me do nothing.
That's right.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Come on, Z. No. I'm not your puppet. Yeah. Mama said, you ain't be nobody's puppet. And I got a beating for the puppet. I thought it was the stealing the potato chips. No, it's because you didn't think for yourself. And I said, well, I didn't understand that too good then, but I was beat bad, and that was good enough. Worship. Stay suited. Be ready whenever he comes along. When Satan comes along, you stay ready.
Yeah.
He's trying to make you commit that word apostasy that you read.
Yeah.
That means the things you know about God, you second guess. I know the Lord gonna do this. Then that's why, you know what really, he may not want me to know. Why are you so different today? What happened to the knowing? What shifted you? Was it still taking too long? You got doubt? That's what Satan wants you to doubt what you know. Yeah, that song, You Can't Make Me Doubt Him Because I Know Too Much About Him. That's good if you're there. But some folk waver.
Yes, they do.
They're moving. That's why you got to be planted.
Get fast now.
Why you got to be rooted. That's why you got to have a foundation. Because some stuff will come along and make you rethink what you thought you knew. They said, before you go to some classes in theology, you need to make sure you're made before you get in some of these classes.
Amen.
Because not every student in theology is saved.
Yeah.
They just teaching the class.
That's right.
And some of them are atheists.
Yes, they are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sigmund Freud was shaken to death with some of the stuff he said. If you ain't made, you'll start thinking like Freud. Freud says, some of that stuff Freud said is, kind of, and have you leaning.
Yeah.
Carter said, one of his professors said, why are you wasting your mind? Such a beautiful mind you have in this Christianity. He said, I find myself sometime up there preaching and ask myself the same question that you Negroes. Why am I sitting here wasting my mind with folk who don't even want to follow Christ? And then he'll jump and say, but I can't stop myself. I got to tell you. I can't help it. Here I am, wasting my mind. I'm crazy for Jesus. Yeah. But you got to be made. It's so good to have a foundation. Be strong, be suited, stay steady. We're going to stay steady. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God. And we talk about that word wherefore. It's not like therefore. Therefore is what is it therefore? Wherefore is the preposition denoting the channel of an act. It's suggesting after knowing something. And what was said or the act mentioned or because of what you heard and know. Because of you hearing me saying this, I'm telling you to put on the whole armor of God. Because Satan is this, and he give it up. Wherefore, since you know this, now listen at this. Govern yourself accordingly based on what you know. You know Satan got many schemes. You have to take, look at this. He not only talks about putting on the armor, he says to take it. It means God does not put on your stuff. It means there's an issue. When you have to go in the service, they take all your civilian clothes. Right. When you get there, they just tell you what's going on as soon as you get there. I didn't get past boot camp because of sympathy. But I got to enough boot camp to know that it's something else. I told him my leg was hurt. He told me, I don't care if your leg fall off. And I was sitting there going, and I had to endure sickle cell pain for days because of what he said. I said, God, he ain't letting me go nowhere. And my leg is hurting so bad. And I got to march every morning and be in Chicago and stand out there for an hour with the wind blowing and cold and my knee going boom, boom, boom. And I'm saying I need, because this sickle cell is going to come up. And God kept me without no medicine. I seen that. I witnessed that and let me know that you don't need him if you don't have to. I can do that if I need to.
Yes, sir.
And God will sustain you in an area.
Yes,
if you can't get it here, I'll handle it till you can.
Yeah.
And God showed me that. So now when I get some pain, and I may not have or be where I need to be, I say, I ain't worried about that. God will sustain me until I get where I need to get. Because I learned that.
Yeah.
I know it. Some folk, if they don't know it, go crazy when you can't get where you think you ought to. You got to know something about God. He's able to keep you. God is able. You know that song we love to sing, God is able, just to carry you through, make no difference what the world. Keep trusting in Jesus in everything you do. God is able just to carry you through. Put on the whole armor. Oh boy. Except the armor for the purpose in which it is given. At the bottom of that paper, an example of football players have, not every player have the same stuff on. But it's made for the area in which they are doing their battle on the field. A linebacker ain't not dressed like a quarterback. They got different equipment on it. And the equipment made for that. And what God gives you is made for what he gives you.
Yes, sir.
What he it's made for you to make it. Made for your able. And when God gave out that armor, he said, you got to take it now. It's the only way you have to receive it. Which means there's a sense of, I'm trusting in the arm. I'm trusting in your way. I'm going to have the peace. Shield of faith. I'm going to trust that. I'm not going to knock him out. I used to knock him out. I'm going to trust the non-knockout stuff. I'm going to trust the not cuss out. I'm going to trust this stuff you got here. I'm going to put it on, but you know my usual
Yes,
is
sir.
a good fussing, cussing, and a good punch.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put that down. Some of us want to say, I started to lay down my stuff. Go back to my stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all. I'm going to put down Marley. Let me set this down. You come over here on the church ground. Come over here.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Then let's come over here on this side.
Yeah.
I'm scared over here. When you come over here, I'm going to show you something. You on the church ground. You come on this side.
Yeah.
That's when the grounds are safe. They'll cuss you out right here now. They don't wait to get outside. All right. Paul saying you what God gives you for the battle. Take it for you to be able, as I say, to abide against his scheme. When the evil day shows up, and that can be any day that gives the appearance of it not being a good day.
Yeah.
The appearance of this day here ain't gonna turn, it don't look like it's turning, and you've already labeled it as it's a bad. And then scripture every day made is a good day. But the day you have gave it another title, it's not a good one today. And when Satan see you to relabel, it's war time. For you to rename it. God say this, you say that. The evil day come, or the heated day. The day that try you is that evil day.
Yes, sir.
The day when mischief comes. That's what it says. Hurtfulness comes. That's the evil day. When ills of the world come, that's the evil day. Paul says you must be strong, be suited, stay steady day by day, because a day will come
Will.
when mischief or something hurtful or calamity will show up, and you must use those things God equipped you with when that day comes, because it's coming. Why would God give us this for nothing? He is not a God that does nothing just for nothing. Everything God does has a purpose behind it if you don't understand.
That's right.
Every move God makes is something behind it, even if we don't understand it, because that's the kind of God He don't just do stuff haphazardly. Everything has a purpose. There's a season for everything, as the preacher would say in Solomon. There is a season for all things. Gotta be ready. Lean not into your own understanding, but trust in those things that God has given you for those times. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. Ways are direction. In every direction you take, talk to God first. Do not just assume because I went this way yesterday, I just come on back. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You know, some roads you'll pass and go 7 every day. And after your mind says, there's no police be here. And the day you say that, woo! You said, good Lord, you'll never be down here. That's Satan. Oh, you come. You think I won't come over here? I'll show you. And just when you ride every day in your usual spot, the lights hit. And you will say, this I've never seen happen, and my ticket is $327. And God be like, just do it. Just do it. Wherever you go, just do it. Just do it. And if you do this, you'll be good. But if you don't be upset when the man asks for your license and your registration. You done got by many years. So praise him while you leave, because you speed every day. That's what I say. Well, I gotta thank God. I've been a safe driver for 89 years, and the day this sucker still got me. And it's my time. He done helped me for 7, 8 years. Why am I gonna cry today? Because I speed every day. You sin every day. And God gives you grace. And when something you think a hardship come, don't get crazy about that. Not when you know what you do every day. You might as well say, thank you, Jesus. Because I know what you ought to put on me.
Yes, sir.
He is worthy of our praise, no matter what happens. Because you are an habitual offender. You can't help it. You know you can't help it. You just sin. You're a sinner. Saved by God's caprice. So you can't help it. It's in you. I can't help but do something my mama do sometimes. Someday I just can't help it. It's in me. I do it. Boy, you sure ain't like you there. And you don't know, don't tell me nothing about it. Yeah, you act man. Well, it's in me. But Jesus is in me too. And there's this war that's going on. That's fighting against the blood of so many Negroes. I got a lot of Negroes in here. Some I may not even know. But they're in there. And then the power of Jesus is holding out all these Negroes. That's some kind of power. My uncle, he holds it. My granddad, mama, and the power of Christ is keeping stuff at bay. What a strong. Because you got plenty want to get out. And they is not coming out to say thank you, Jesus. They coming out to do something. Keep the breastplate of righteousness on. How can we be righteous when we're wretched? You are righteous because of His work. God made you righteous. You are not righteous without Him. We are filthy rags without the Lord in us. So it means when the devil comes, you have to have that on. Don't let nobody say because you this, you ain't right. I'm right because of what He done. What you saying, I hear you, but I'm not letting you belittle me. I am, and I keep that on. I'm not letting that get in me, what you say. Keep the breastplate of righteousness. Don't let that get in you. Protect your heart. Because whatever in your heart pumps to the rest of your body. Keep your feet shod, like this, with the preparation of peace. The prosperity of peace. As a soldier's moving, sometimes you run into a rough place where his feet may slip. Sis says she got to take her shoes off. But I can make sure I'm on some flat ground. Soldiers had things like spikes in these shoes that Paul talking about. And they have to dig in. Keep them from slipping. So your peace is the word of God. And it keeps you from slipping. Your peace is in Him. God will keep us. That means keep us guarded. Keep stuff away from us in our mind. If we keep our mind stayed on, that's what keeps our feet from sliding. If you don't have a peace then who you are, you just go slide. Ain't that something? And our shouting is that he's married to the backslider. It has no limit on the slide.
No.
I'm still here. And some of us slide better than James Brown.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But God is still there.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Thank you.
And that's the good news.
Thank you.
Your moving forward has to do with the peace of mind. It's hard to get something accomplished if you don't got no peace. You cannot keep tracking forward without the peace of God. Yeah, your confidence goes down. No matter what comes in, on this battlefield, you must have overall confidence in what God has said and confidence in what He will do. Does that make sense? Okay. When you stay steady, your confidence in what He says will quench the fiery darts. Quench it. Remember last week I said during this time period, the shields were level.
Yeah.
They dipped them in the water. Because the enemy shot the pitch with the fire.
Yeah.
What keeps them from firing us is knowing God for ourselves is what quenches it.
Yeah.
I know what He can do.
Yeah.
Shoot on Him.
Yeah.
That's what puts out the fire. Yeah, that's my water is the word.
Yeah. Yes.
I know what God said. And that's what quenches. God said. That settles it for me. That quenches all the stuff you got. I'm not worried what you say. I know for myself. And it puts it out. For I can keep moving. But if that stuff go to bother and get in your heart, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God. Believe also in me. You believe in God. That's your trust. Believe also in what Jesus has done. Don't believe some and not all. It's the whole story. God, Old Testament, New Testament, Jesus, believe all of it.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
get piece of that. Christ is your Redeemer. Keep holding that. He has saved you. Don't turn that loose.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't saved. You went back out there. I'm not going to be sitting, oh, Lord, I don't know if I'm saved or not. Well, if He's saved, He don't have to re-save you. Re-save
Right.
from a perfect God. It belittles God to re-save something. I've already done that work.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that work again.
That's right. There you
If
go.
you're a child of God, you just don't act like His child every day. But it does not make you not His child. Yeah. Some folk believe you lose your salvation. Yeah, they need to study more. But some follow that. You can lose it. If you go out there and sin and you die in your sin, man, everybody in here goes straight to hell.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
Everybody.
Every soul. There's something you have not repented of. There's something somewhere. And we'll all be in hell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe that don't make no sense at all. Yeah. God know I got a limp and then send me to hell because I'm crippled. You know. He knows. He knows all about it. The darts that the bowman would shoot dipped in tar, trust God. Confidence in His word and knowing He will save you will put out those darts before they could ever begin to burn.
Yeah.
No matter what comes your way, He has given you the answer
Yes,
for
sir.
adversity.
Yes.
Believe in His arm, His arsenal, and God's ability, in His Kratos power.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
this is where
Right.
His Kratos power. It is Paul's audience who knows Greek mythology, who talks about Kratos. Yeah. Says His might. In the power, in the Kratos of His might. Listen. Power of His might. Kratos was an athlete. This is a study of Kratos. Athlete as well as the name of a warrior. And this particular wrestler was one who used everything that was at his disposal or everything in his power what he could do. he was able to use. There's a game called Street Fighter that kids play. Every fighter has different styles. And they pick which one they want to fight with. And if you can get the style, you defeat many other people. But all of them are known as Kratos fighters because they all use what they know how to do. When he said that, now the history is that he was a regular Spartan warrior who believed in the god of war, which was Ares. Y'all know God, the ram. He's the god of war. And folk around Kratos would tell him when they would see him fight, that he was like Ares. He was just so good a fighter. It wasn't to his head, but Ares didn't like it. So Ares tricked Kratos, and he killed all his family accidentally. Kratos, like he lost his mind, thought his family was his enemy, and killed all his family. And he got mad with Ares, and he wouldn't stop till he destroyed him. And then Kratos became the god of war. In the text, folk will see that Paul is trying to say that Kratos is greater than Ares. And Ares was the god of the Romans. And Paul was trying to tell them, we got more power than Ares.
Yeah.
But for those who didn't know that mythology, it didn't mean nothing. But because all of them knew the story, he was saying, we got more powerful man than what they got.
Good.
Don't get jealous because they got that. We got one who beat that.
Yeah.
That's what it means. So when he says, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might, Christians are told in this candid drawing, have confidence in the God you serve. I don't care what flag they hold. You got to know we got the greater God.
Yes, sir.
We have someone who has conquered all with his ability.
Yeah.
Satan has some power. He walks in the ring with some power. And then God walks in and says, everything you got ain't nothing. I got more than that.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right.
He's the Kratos fighter.
Yeah.
And there's no better Kratos fighter than God.
Man.
Yeah, cancer, you something. I don't care nothing about you.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about cancer.
No.
I kick cancer every day.
Everything.
Whatever comes,
Whatever.
you know I've kicked it.
Yeah.
I don't care what they say it is. That's what you got. Tumors. I handle them every day. You got one pressing your brain, you got something. Oh, if I feel like it, I can get rid of that. There's no one around that has my ability.
No.
Yeah.
No one.
And guess what? I'm on your team.
Yeah.
Don't be belittled by what the world says.
Yeah.
That's it.
We got a greater power.
Wait up.
A greater power.
Yes, sir.
And as bad as we are, Paul said, oh wretched man that I am.
Yeah.
To will is in me, but I find myself doing those things
Yeah.
that I ought not do. I ought to go right, but I go right on and go left. I ought to stop, but I keep right on going. And he said this preacher, who shall deliver me?
Oh, precious.
Come on.
Oh, wretched man that I am. Question mark.
Yeah.
And right after he said, I thank God.
Yeah.
It means I have a gratitude because he know me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He know I'm going to mess up tomorrow.
That's good. You know.
And still said, I need you to go down there and say what?
Oh.
Me?
Yeah.
Wretched me? Go on, man. Every mighty rich.
Yeah.
That's good.
Don't be fooled. I don't care if he's the bishop times 10. He rich.
Ha!
You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No.
Don't preach, Doc.
I don't care if he's the archbishop.
Come on here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just look at him.
Yeah.
He wretched.
Yeah.
You don't see him? He like you, ain't he? Got your thoughts, ain't he? He's wretched.
Yeah.
Don't get all messed up because you feel inferior.
Yeah.
All of you got some issues.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The gratitude, I'm happy because he knows me and he still looks beyond fault.
Thank you.
Supplies me,
Yes.
Thank you.
helps me go from day to day, the wretched man that I am.
Yeah.
I thank God.
Yeah.
What folk forgive you like God? And I know your next move. And I'm still
Yeah.
blessed.
Yeah.
God must be crazy. Oh, crazy God. Knowing I'm gonna mess up in 30 minutes. And still help me get groceries today.
Yes, sir.
Didn't say thank you, Lord, last night when I went to bed. And still woke my crazy self up. What kind of God is that? I sure thank God for it.
Yeah.
My gratitude show. My gratitude. I'm grateful because he know with my spirit
He knows. He
I'll
knows.
shout and preach
Yeah.
and I'll leave him and tell you a man. You know, in my flesh, he know what I'll do. Oh, when I get in the spirit, I feel I can do it.
Yes,
But
sir.
after church, your best with me. Do not mess with me. I'm not always walking in that thing that I'm in.
Yeah.
Not always.
That's right.
But oh, when he get me there,
Yes, sir.
he make me like a star in the spirit.
Glory. Yeah.
Oh, when I come down from there.
Woo. Beware.
Yes, forgiveness is sorry. I'm a wretched man. Thank God for Jesus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be strong in him.
Yeah.
Be encouraged by God. And in the power of his ability. That means you don't have to go around bragging about what God can do. Your confidence is knowing that he can do it.
Yeah.
If God decides not to take it, it does not mean he can't do it. The tape show different. I've watched him fight. He done beat cancer so many times. But he let cancer stay with him. It does not take away his ability. He must have some kind of plan while allowing it to stay.
Yeah.
God, if you take this cup away, this cup, take it away. I don't want to have this one. God, no. Gotta have this one. I need you to have this one, son. I know you can do everything. Can you just smack this one? No, you gotta drink that cup. That's yours. He said, nevertheless, let me get the cup. I'll go on and march on. I know they're going to kill me. I know they're going to beat me. I know they're going to spit on me. I know I'm going to die. But in the end, God knows what's best for me. And if I love him,
Yes, sir.
I'll follow what he says. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I'm through. I'm like, sis, I don't went over to. I went over the buzzer. It's hard to turn it loose when you got it.
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
I tell folks, that's one thing I can get on the. I can stay and talk about Jesus. He can't exhaust you. He has no limit. I can talk about you have to stop after a while. I just did something. What the? That's about it. God, I just keep rolling. Keep on rolling. we have a loss, another loss at the church besides Deacon Carter's wife's funeral is Saturday evening at 11. Mr. Smart, Rayford Smart, sits back there with his wife. She just lost her mother. He lost his mother. Yeah. So that's what